We're the largest snacking company in the world.
That everyone in the business is a leader and have a role to play.
So it just naturally made sense that, my career would progress.
And I wish someone had told me when I was in high school that that was an option.
It's all about maintaining relationships and
have such a wide array of academic backgrounds in the CCAS.
A strong network of women here to help you.
Well, hey guys, so today we are joined by Jeanette and Bryce, who both work for Nestle. Thank you so much for joining us today, guys.
Thanks for having us. Good to be here.
So I'll start with yourself, Bryce. Can you tell us a bit about your current role with Nestle and what do you do sort of on a day-to-day basis, and what inspired you to go down this career path?
Okay, so I guess my current role, I work in the costings team as part of my rotation program for the graduate program at Nestle. And within the costings team, it's pretty interesting work. I'm working alongside our factories, our procurement team, and sort of understanding where do all the costs go in manufacturing all of our products across Australia and I guess across our market, which includes New Zealand and the Pacific Islands. And then seeing how we can reduce that or improve on efficiencies within the business there. And that's pretty much what I do within costings. So I guess to answer the second part of your question, what sort of influenced me to go down this career path within finance? Well, I guess I always had a bit of an interest in finance and being financially literate from, I guess, quite a young age. I was always really interested in knowing more and doing more and being able to do things with, I guess, my own finances. And I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do, especially when I was going into uni. But I knew in the long run, finance would be a really good foundation to sort of let me progress in different ways and have those transferable skills to say, okay, well, at least I know how a business runs and what sort of the limitations are there. And then from there, I guess I also studied finance at uni, and I also did commerce in school. So I found them to be pretty interesting subjects, and just wanted to continue that when I started my career.
Yeah, awesome. And what about yourself, Jeanette? What do you sort of do for Nestle at the moment, and what inspired you to go down this career path?
So I work in procurement. I'm a procurement specialist. When I was at school, I had no idea what that was. Like a lot of
I was going to say, could we just elaborate on what that actually is?
Absolutely, yeah, of course. And like a lot of people, I fell into procurement actually once I got to Nestle. But pretty much procurement in 2 words is ensuring supply. So customers want a product, and what we need to do is ensure that at the start of the production process, our factories have all of the raw ingredients and packing materials that we need to be able to get the consumer that product. So my job is getting involved in making sure that our factories have those things so that everything runs smoothly, and at the end of the day, the customer gets their product when they want it, it's the right quality, and it's the right place. So I help out with that process.
Great, a lot of organisational skills by the sounds of things.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of collaborating, a lot of teamwork, having conversations with all different sorts of people. So it's really enjoyable. Yeah. And as I mentioned, I actually sort of fell into the role. I started out in finance like Bryce did. I studied finance. And when I got to Nestle, I did a graduate program in finance and got to learn lots of different parts of the business. And part of that was actually interacting with colleagues who were in procurement. Yeah. And so once I got an understanding of that, I found it really interesting. And I actually had some procurement colleagues encourage me to go for a role. And there were a lot of transferable skills between finance and procurement. So that's how I ended up in this role.
Awesome. So why Nestle in the first place? What made Nestle stand out to you?
For me, I've grown up with Nestle. It's a brand and a company with lots of brands that I trust and I really enjoy the products of. So that was the first thing for me, and that was so important. It's also quite a large company, so there were lots of opportunities for different roles. And when I started out, I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do. So that gave me lots of opportunities. And also because we're a global company, there's some opportunities to travel. So unfortunately, not so much right now with COVID, but still hopefully one day there'll be those opportunities to cross borders and interact with people all around the world. And the other thing for me was besides finance, when I started out my career journey, I really enjoy food. So it was a natural combination combining food and finance at Nestle.
Yeah, how perfect. I mean, seriously, it couldn't be more perfect. And what about yourself, Bryce? What stood out for you? Why did Nestle stand out for you?
Yeah, I think a lot of the things that Jeanette said sort of resonate well with me. I mean, we all knew Nestle growing up and really enjoyed their foods. I mean, every time I opened my lunchbox as a kid, there was a snack in there or a roll-up. So I thought, it'd be really cool to work for a business, and especially a big business such as Nestle, that would have been a really good opportunity to learn from, I guess, one of the best in the business, largest FMCG in the world, which is fast-moving consumer goods. Just in case. Thanks
for that. Yeah.
We use a lot of acronyms at Nestle, and you kind of get into this terrible habit. But yeah, and I also knew a lot of people who had worked at Nestle, and the culture, from what I heard, was really nice. Everyone was really welcoming and want you to develop as a person as well. And I thought that would really sit well with me, especially starting my career and not really knowing what to do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, totally. And Jeanette, what would you say gives you the most satisfaction in your role?
I really love this role, to be honest. There's a lot of things that give me satisfaction in the role. I would say, though, a couple of the big ones are working with so many different people. Every day I get to interact with our factories, corporate people and internal people inside the business. I also get to work with our suppliers. So I love that it's bringing together all different people and really having a really collaborative environment.
Yeah.
I also find a lot of satisfaction in the problem solving. Every day there might be a different problem and we need to find out an innovative solution to fix the problem. And I really love that. I also really enjoy having the opportunity to get involved in a lot of sustainability projects. Nestle is very proud of our push towards sustainability, and it's great as part of the procurement team and getting involved in the sourcing at the source of the ingredients and the packaging materials. I get to play a role in ensuring that we have sustainable supply for all of our products.
Yeah, how cool is that? That is awesome. And Bryce, what would you say some of the proudest things that you've seen the business deliver since joining Nestle are?
Yeah, so I guess I started working in the head office last year, and obviously it was a very difficult time with COVID, but seeing how resilient the business was and how dynamic it was to seeing where the demand was in the market, especially for non-perishable goods that we manufacture, and how we can get that supplied to our consumers in a very quick turnaround. That was really impressive for me to see. Yeah, I guess also getting to see how Nestle was able to take advantage of the situation at hand and actually grow the business and push for projects that may have been delayed in other circumstances to continue driving forward, especially during COVID. And I thought that was, very impressive. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And Jeanette, what would you say is one thing that you've learnt about Nestle since working for them?
One thing that I've learned and I really like and I'm proud of to be part of Nestle is that we're a huge company, but we're not an island. We work with all of our suppliers and all different companies to try and bring the best value for our products, for suppliers' products, and for the customer. So a good example is got a little prop here, the recyclable content Kit Kat packaging that we've just come out with.
Cool, I love that.
That involved 9 different companies all coming together. And so I didn't realize until I joined Nestle how much we collaborate with other companies, and we really want to work with everybody to try and get the best solution.
That is so cool. Can you show us that again? I love that.
Sure can. And this is just a little bit of background of this and why I love this so much. So this is a Kit Kat wrapper, and it contains recycled content. And this is pretty much a world first, not just a Nestle first as well. But yeah, so we've created this soft packaging that has some recycled content. And as you can see as well, one thing I love about it, we've got a brand that everyone loves so much, they know it's a Kit Kat without having to say Kit Kat on the packaging. So we've been able to use that opportunity to put the recycling logo on it.
I love that
sustainability.
so much.
Yeah, me too. It's pretty cool.
That is so cool. So what subjects did you guys study at school that helped you prepare for your role now? Bryce, I think you touched on it a little bit earlier. You studied commerce at high school, is that right?
Yeah, so I took commerce up in year 9 and 10, and that was sort of to give me a bit of an understanding of what business is, what commerce is, and that was really, really helpful, especially in, I guess, understanding what was important to know moving forward. I also studied science, quite a few science subjects, and that was really good from an analytical point of view, because a lot of the transferable skills there, knowing how to set, say, an experimental plan and then go through that and having those precautions in place, thinking outside the box a lot. Those were some of the skills I developed in science. And then I guess obviously mathematics, we're working with numbers all the time, and very important to get everything right when you can. Yeah. So definitely there.
And Jeanette, what personal attributes would you say that you possess that have helped you succeed in your role? We touched on it at the beginning. I'm assuming that organisation is probably one of them. What are some of the other ones that you think?
I think one of the biggest ones is being curious. You're going to go into a job and no one expects you to know everything, but having an open mindset and really wanting to, explore and understand and learn more will really sit well when you're trying to start a new job or when you're studying. So I think that's really important, and having that attitude that you want to learn, you want to find out the next thing and connect the dots, make those links. I think that's so important. And I touched on it earlier as well, problem solving. I think that links to curiosity as well, wanting to be able to find a solution to a problem and really being interested in fixing that problem is something that's really important in this role.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Bryce, what advice would you give to students out there who are listening? And what advice do you wish you heard when you were in high school? What would you tell these students out there who are listening today?
So I guess I thought about this a lot, and I think you don't necessarily have to know what you want to do with your career or with your life, but challenge yourself, do what you think you like, and generally you'll be quite good at that, and have those skills, keep developing them, and they'll really help you as you move along. And I've seen that even in my short career span, that things that I did previously really, really helped me now, and the things I'm doing now will probably really help me wherever I decide to go in my next steps. That's probably definitely the first thing. And I guess the second thing is, I wish people told me to sort of start reaching out from a younger age and looking for these opportunities to work or talk to the right people and make those networks, I guess, as young as you can, because you never know when you're going to use them or what they can provide for you, what you can provide for someone else. Yeah. So that's another thing as well.
Totally, that's really good advice. So I'm assuming your LinkedIn is open for any high school students that want to maybe message you and just say, introduce themselves and get some advice.
Absolutely, definitely.
Yeah, totally awesome. And what about yourself, Jeanette? Is there some advice that you would give students out there who are listening?
Yeah, I would say follow what you're interested in. You're not locked into anything. I started in finance and I jumped across to procurement. There's always some transferable skills in there. So keep your opportunities open, especially if you're feeling like you don't know exactly what you want to do. You don't really need to just yet. Just give things a go, say yes to the opportunities. And like Bryce said, networking is so important. It can open so many gateways for you. So yeah. I absolutely agree with everything Bryce said as well.
Yeah, great. And so Bryce, what pathways are available to students within Nestle if they're out there listening and they think, yeah, this is something I'd like to do?
Yeah, so I got in contact with our careers and inclusion partner within HR, and she recommended definitely go onto the careers websites, look at graduate programs from an early age, even if you can't necessarily do them in sort of the tail end of high school. Get into conversations with your careers advisor, see what opportunities are there. I know that Nestle definitely has in the past provided sort of ghosting opportunities where you can follow in the day of one of our partners or one of the people that work in the business and see how they run through their day. Do a fair amount of research on LinkedIn and watch some of our careers videos on our websites as well. So that's definitely what you can do as a student.
Yeah, perfect. Well, we really appreciate your time today, guys, and thank you so much for giving us a bit of an insight into Nestle.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.